If you watch this channel a lot, you already know I'm a huge fan of seed bombs. I think it's one of the most effective methods in any climate. Another method for starting is vertical gardening, building up to utilize that space to get things started and then putting them in the ground. But I prefer seed bombs. I think it's the way to go. Now, don't just go throwing your seed bombs anywhere. Strategize where you're going to put them, because if you throw them in the middle of the lawnmower is just going to hack your seedling down every couple weeks. It's never going to get going. So make sure you strategize on where you're putting the plant and that the plant can grow in that environment. Be selective in the types of seed that you buy. Don't go buying a GMO seed that terminates life to where its seedlings cannot procreate. You want to use a seed that can continue to reproduce each year. I like to do what's called guerrilla garden mapping, where you take the same walks each week and you guerrilla garden patches to where at the end of it it looks really nice, and it's a combination food forest which has a lot of biodiversity. You may even be able to sneak in a bee box or two. Start out small in your local neighborhood, maybe a park down the street, and then you can move on to projects like the Appalachian Trail or the Pacific Crest Trail. But yeah, don't start off first thing going to Australia and going to the Great Northern Trail. But yeah, I know guys that are just doing their route that they would do just in case they need to go on a Rambo walk.
Seed balls originate from ancient agricultural techniques. Ko tā rātou mahi he whakatipu i ngā kākano. So they're really good for hard-to-reach places, and they're also fantastic where it's too wild or rocky to cultivate. They're also great for lazy gardeners. They take hours out of gardening simply by tossing and leaving. Seed balls, seed bombs, green grenades, earth dumplings, ako te ingoa. Call them what you will. These balls of goodness, ko nei poro whai hua nei, are becoming huge worldwide. Guerrilla gardeners are constantly armed with these mini ecosystems.
It's used to make seed balls in a larger quantity than rolling them by hand. And we have a batch going here today. This is for our cover crop. And these seed balls will be approximately dime size to about a ½ inch in diameter. The seed balls themselves are a mixture of 5 parts clay, 3 parts compost, and 1 part seed. These balls are for our pathways, and it's Oregon annual rye with Dutch white clover. It takes approximately about 10 minutes to make a complete batch. So we put a little bit of extra dry material in, we wet it down just with a squirt of water on the balls themselves, and then the balls begin to pick up the seeds. It rotates for about 10 minutes to get them well plasticized. This is like using clay like you did when you were in kindergarten. You have to keep working the